where the conversation just went off the rails.
Oh, great.
And the silk rope knot tying stuff.
I'm choosing not to ask questions.
It's probably for the best. It's best out of context. If I don't have to explain, I'm just trying to
because
find.
Kink shaming is my kink. However,
Oh,
I'm choosing graciously to not ask any questions because I really don't give a shit.
It was something like, Christ, it's got to be right here. Like, it's got to be right before all of that happened.
Why do I have to carry this alone?
Right. There was the handcuff conversation.
I don't know what you're scrolling through, but I don't think I want to know.
I told you. The gaming #1 VoIP chat in the Discord.
I'm sure you did, and yet here I am, not caring.
Okay, well, fair enough. But I want to know what the question was. It was basically, did anybody here have a cartoon crush as a child? And I was like...
That's a bad question. That's a bad question?
It was yeah. And to the credit of our, like,
I plead the fifth.
Yes, actually, that was one of the answers. That was one of the fucking answers over VoIP. To the credit of our community, like, most people were like, or at least I heard at least one amidst a lot of microphones activating. One of them was, I plead the fifth.
Yeah. That would have been me. If I were on for community night, which I wasn't, because I was trying to get to sleep.
Come along.
Cartoon or anime?
I don't think it matters.
Ooh, does it matter though? Yeah, it does.
I don't remember what the exact question was. We were just saying animated. I'm trying to remember what I think I said. I think I said Esmeralda from Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh yeah, she was my gay awakening. Straight up. Straight up. Straight up, yeah. Because, alright, I was raised super Catholic. Turbo Catholic.
Turbo Catholic.
It was Turbo Catholic. Like, my bio parents did not really let us use the computer. Like, unless it was a approved Christian game for a long time. I was Turbo Catholic.
I forgot those games. I tried to forget those games existed.
So, like, and Hunchback of Notre Dame had, like, it had the architecture, it had the history, and they were like, okay, yeah, you can watch this. And, like, I was like, Esmeralda is my fucking jam. Very bi, for those of you who do not know. And I was just like, this woman is...
Harper's only had one shot. This is nothing to do with the alcohol.
It has nothing to do with the alcohol. This is just how I am. I am the homosexual supporting cast. You're welcome. But no, I was like, damn, this girl's really hot. She beats people up. She like just beats people up who want to arrest her. She's the best. And then laughs at guys who are like, my name is Phoebus. It means sun god. And I was just like, this girl's goals. And yeah. So that was definitely a moment for young Harper. Straight up. I guess gay up, if we want to be accurate.
Rizzuno, both. I'm gonna go with both.
Happy Pride Month.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I've made you uncomfortable, Fox.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely. I'm so uncomfortable right now.
I know. Me lusting after women, it's very unsettling.
No, I'm uncomfortable because now I'm in competition for Esmeralda.
Both is good. Both is good. Yeah.
I mean, how hard could it be? She was all about Quasimodo, so.
I mean,
looks really don't seem to factor in, do they?
I don't know, that gif, that like scene of her like giving the side eye to the goat and back where they're just like, yeah, look at this stupid shithead. Like, I feel like I do that far too often, and I don't even know who I do it with, but it happens. So.
All right, what do we want first? Probably orchards.
The art in this game is so good.
Yeah, I completely forget that these backgrounds are here, and that is what Harper is focusing on the most. Like this,
Yeah, it's
this son of a bitch
Scribble-
climbing
it's-
over the tree.
It's Scribble Crack. Look at this.
Scribble
Oh,
crack.
look at those beautiful, beautiful beekeepers. And the people working the fields and the alchemists and the brewers. Yeah, and the smiths. I fucking love it.
Oh yeah, I guess
literally
I should've gone-
fucking love it.
Hmm.
I'm also a huge Scribble nerd. I look through digitized medieval manuscripts in my free time. I wish I were kidding. I'm not. I'm
She's not.
really, really lame. Save me from myself. Um, but no, it's one of those things where like I basically look through and try to find, especially if it's shoot, what is the name for it? Where it's oh, it's not copyright anymore.
Public domain.
Public domain or Creative Commons. Those are your keywords. If you want something interesting and want to not like you can credit it, but not necessarily have to worry about copyright, public domain and Creative Commons are your godsend. And look at medieval manuscripts because there's some weird shit in there that's very relatable. You get things that are like a mermaid playing a violin that's just kind of suspended in midair. You get a weird little guy that's holding a hatchet and trying to chop things down. You get a guy that's pointing his finger at something, and you're just like, you know what? I relate to that. Thank you, bro.
He's the original soy jack.
Basically. Well, okay, we used them, Inos and I used them at our wedding to point guests to where they were supposed to be at their dinner seats. Which I know that you were there, so you can vouch for it.
I was there in spirit, and I communed with a lot of the spirits. I knew all the bartenders' names.
Did you?
Yes.
That's impressive.
I don't
was the
remember anybody
bride and
else.
I didn't know bartenders' names, so I commend you. Thank you.
I don't remember them now. I do remember the dude that was in the back because I bullshit with him for a bunch. But yeah, no, because we had the wine for the one right that was outside back by the speaker that was entirely too loud that I finally went over and tweaked and had to go like bother the staff to be like, where the hell's the DJ
Smart.
to come out here and take care of that. And then there was the one back over by where the catering services were. And I think there was a third one inside where more of the rooms were where there were so many people in there. I'm like, nah, I can't actually talk to my bartender here. So
Yeah. We worked with the space that we had, but
no,
you know.
I mean, it absolutely worked out. I was just, you know me. I
Yeah,
was
I know
me.
you.
I went around, I entertained, and then I found the booze so I could entertain but some more.
Hey.
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 Tip your bartender.
Yeah, seriously, please tip your
I
bartender.
think his name was Mike, which is weird because the bartender I used to have at the Olive Garden was also named Mike. Well, there's a lot of Mikes.
My bartender at the Virginia Fair is also named Mike.
Yeah.
I feel like every bartender is named Mike, except for the ones that are named Joe.
We had so many in America because everybody wants to name their kid. Goes back to Catholicism again. Everybody wants to name their kid after their favorite fanfic character. So Archangel, lots of Mikes, and it's just if you go into the workforce in America and your name is Mike, you're going to get called by your last name.
Yep.
I've never met anybody else with my first name, not my legal first name anyway. And the one person I did that was a nickname was female. So I was like, I'm just going to call you Vixen because it's weird. She goes, yeah, I like that. If I had known the good girl thing back then, I probably would have responded with that.
You're fired. Anyway.
Happy
Pride Month, everyone.
Yeah.
It is 10:05 on Saturday night. I don't know if
Westminster
Brookfield
go?
actually does the clock anymore, but
Yeah, the Westminster chime is supposed to go off. If it did, I didn't hear it. Bandit camp was sighted. What's his
Anyway.
name? He's going to go attack them.
I will be right back.
Maybe it only does it between 8 and 10. Rizino, wait, did you go over your crushes? Your cartoon crushes? Because I need to talk to people about something. not all about you, Harper. She's like, why are you bringing this up now? I want to hear. It'll still be in chat when you get back. This is what you are here for, right? What you're tuned in for? Okay, thank you, Manny. Manny, what was, because Manny was not in the conversation last night. What was your cartoon crush? I know the answer, but if she doesn't say it, I'm not going to say it either. That's a long list. I'm trying to think if there were any others, but I've repressed so much of my childhood. I think it's just all been part of those. The Big Book of Fox has many chapters, and some of them are comprised into volumes, and some of those volumes have been burned. I just realized Chill Hop is playing in the background on top of all this stuff. And I'm like, nah, the game's got music. Sometimes the music cuts out, but... Wait, how do I... Oh, right. For those of you who are nowhere near DC, Springfield has like this massive interchange. I think it's just called an interchange. And it has just spiraling platform, elevated. It's a bunch of highways all intersecting at once. And it is just, it was construction for like a decade and it was miserable. We just called it the mixing bowl. But it was not somewhere you ever wanted to be, honestly. Even when there was no traffic there, you still didn't want to be there. All right, we have a family that can work here because we need some money. We need to do some trading. Planks. Oh, yeah, I guess I should get a saw pit together so we can get a church and other things. Firewood isn't a bad start. How much of that do we have? Not much. You don't get a market because we don't have a market. We do need to get that up and running. That's going to be a problem. Largely because... well, we're going to need more than one, I guess. Because we're going to run out if we don't have a bunch of people working on it. And we can probably have 3 of those up and running just because they move. They can be relocated and you don't lose the resources from it. So that's fine. We'll get a mining pit over here. Eventually. It's going to be a low priority. Because I don't want the... we need to unlock the deep mining first. Wait, what was the button for...
Watch your head there!
Not R. Can you tell it's been a while since I played? Can we get a little closer? Yes. North. Yeah. That was the only one I remembered.
Pathfinding in this is really fascinating.
It's very organic and kind of finicky. I'm gonna make it a low priority. It gets done when it gets done. Does that any work over here? No. Probably like rocks and stuff are around.
Soon will the pathfinding be done. No. Bad Harper. That's not even rhythmically correct. Very bad.
There once was a ship that put to sea. The name of the ship was a Billy O.T. The winds, once the blinds flew up and our boat dipped down. Oh, blow that bully boys blow. Soon may the weatherman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. I needed to hear the fucking lyrics because it keeps popping into my Apologies
You're
to chat.
welcome.
I needed to hear that because I've heard it recently enough that it was just like, I know the words, but I can't remember
At
them.
least you heard it in tune.
Yeah. I was going to say, this is the only time we were actually going to be able to do that, because we're both here at the same time. It's a good song.
I heard it out of tune so many times today. It makes me very mad. It's fine. It's fine. It's
You're a
fine. It's
ship.
fine.
I like the Kitty Man version. Most of our chat probably would.
No.
I've never heard of that, and I'm not going to.
No. Executive decision. No.
Executive pterodactyl screeches. No.
Hey. They're demon screeches. Thank you very much.
Sure, don't touch me. I'm the knight.
I am the knight. It's great. I've been in more mosh pits than you have. Fuck off.
You don't know that.
How many mosh pits have you been in?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I would like to know,
Yeah,
actually.
I bet you would. But I'm not
I've
gonna
been
tell
in
you.
4.
All laddie.
Actually, it's done seriously by humans. Sounds quite good. It's called the
Believe
Kitty
you.
Man.
And yet, here I am, sick of the tune of the Wellerman.
Oh, we're gonna need somebody else working on that lumber. Oh, this is all. Hold the phone. I'm being deceived.
Shut the
Erase
front
the
door.
shrubbery.
A shrubbery, even. Ooh.
Yeah, I still can't make this any bigger, but I'm like, oh yeah, there's plenty of vegetation around there. No. See, I need to move this. And this is why we move logging camp so often. Relocate that to, I don't know, over fucking here.
Oop.
And now there's a bunch of logs over here. This whole road system can be removed. And something will probably be constructed over here. Part of it will be actually one of those logs. But then a bunch of stuff over here. All the logs that are over here can be taken care of. We will actually keep, it's kind of like having a Home Depot in
Or
your town
beavers.
where all the lumber gets brought in.
It's definitely beavers.
It's beavers.
It's definitely beavers.
Hey, Shadow. I just
Soon may the beaver man come to log and log and log some more. No.
No. Ed had to specify it's actually done seriously by humans as opposed to.
An AI.
Oh.
You all know what that means.
Love the silence after that. Good follow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Happy to help. Glad I'm here.
Honestly,
Tip your bartender.
there's part of me that wants to bring my harp here more often, but the problem is that I know that the microphones won't pick up the higher notes. It'll all be lost.
Yeah. We have podcast microphones, not music microphones. The difference
Yeah.
between condenser and dynamic.
Well, and
I
that's
could
the
hook up a
thing.
condenser microphone. It's just.
You can go very high with your voice, and at a certain point, a microphone is gonna be like, yeah, no, fucking bullshit. Fuck off, bro. But with instruments, it's an entirely different game.
I mean, the dynamic will. I'm sure the condenser still will just pick up a wider range.
So should I bring my harp next time?
Did you not bring it this time?
No,
I don't have a
fuck no.
Okay, I do have condenser microphones before I learned what a dynamic mic was, but I don't know what quality they are because it's not going to be. The worst part is, Harbor, you're not going to be happy with what it does anyway
It's true.
because Twitch is going to. It's not going to sound as good.
Thanks, I hate it.
Yeah, I mean it has to be compressed.
Ugh. Like, alright. Real talk. And I say this as the homosexual supporting cast, not the owner of the stream. I admire the people who do their musical careers on Twitch. That's very admirable. I don't think I could do it myself because I would feel way too self-conscious about the compression and the degradation of the quality of the audio files.
Wait until Harper
Straight up.
realizes that most people are listening to this shit on their phones, which aren't good speakers to begin with, so it doesn't fucking matter. Like, yeah, if you want to listen to a CD with good, like, ear monitors and stuff like that to get the full range of what the music actually sounded like, there are audio files out there that will do that. And I can hear really well, but I don't intonate as well. Like, there are different concentrations of skill
sets,
sets inside of just any of the senses. but you all know, I've told you several times that I spend a lot of time playing with audio filters and stuff like that on our stream, but most of it is to make it so it's not jarring. Quality doesn't matter. Usually these people are talking about how they have like these like really expensive microphones. I'm like, that's really cool if you're a musician, you're recording a CD. It doesn't fucking do anything because A, it's going to be compressed through Twitch, and B, 90% of your audience are listening on their phones or something like that, and they can't hear the difference anyway, even if it wasn't compressed.
I was about to say, one of my favorite industrial artists, he mixes all of his tunes not to laptop speakers, but to phone speakers. So...
I mean, that's what are most people going to be consuming the media on?
Let's see. Hey Harper, have you produced a medieval music CD? No, I have not, because I'm a coward. No.
Also that.
No,
but
because I purely have not had time. I am the breadwinner for a household, and that is kind of my priority at the moment. Especially with getting it repaired after some trees fell on it about 11 months ago. So that is my current priority, but as soon as that is done, I have actually been studying some different medieval music. I really want to put out a medieval music, maybe not CD. I'm a big fan of Bandcamp. For those of you that don't know, bandcamp.com, a lot of independent artists release their stuff through this platform. I would really love to put my stuff out through that. But this is not an advertisement. This is not anything because there's nothing there right now. If it ever becomes a thing...
Hashtag placeholder.
No. No, I am not going to advertise through the cloud with my friends because that's cheap. And I'm not cheap.
What are you talking about? People do that on, like, talk shows all the time. You're
I don't
basically a
care.
guest star on a talk show.
I don't give a
essentially.
shit. I'm not going to do that.
Come along, lad.
I'm not going to do that. Anyway.
Well, I'm going to.
Well, that's your choice, but it's not mine. Anyway, I will eventually get there. Not right now, though. Not right now. Although, full clout, for those of you who know who Volgamut is, I did get to kind of play with them a little bit at Penzic last year, which was really exciting. So. It was really cool. They didn't record it though, but it's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Anytime anybody says it's fine, it's not.
I don't know. It was really exciting. They were like, "Hey, you have a harp. We want to play with you." I was like, "Me?" And they're like, "You?" And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Hey yo, the hop woman come.
Hey, oh, the Rathman bog, the bog down in the valley. Oh, it's funny because I camp in the bog at Penzic. That's the joke. That's the joke.
That's where all the iron's coming from. All those.
It is actually. That is where the iron's coming from.
I was joking.
no, it's not a joke. That is where the iron comes from.
No, I said I was not joking.
Oh.
That's why you were like, it is. And I'm like, I know. Otherwise, who the fuck? Why would I randomly say that's where all the iron comes from, the
Oh.
bog, unless I knew that bogs generate iron?
Okay. It sounded like you said, "Oh, that's the joke," and I was like, "No, it's
What
not the
what
joke."
would the joke be?
What
What bog and iron joke is there?
You know, so okay, at Penzic,
I mean, in
there's
fairness,
so
curtailed comic, I'm generally making jokes. However,
you are such a skilled comic.
Right.
But no, there's actually like a legitimate like weird political thing where people think that the people who camp in the bog are legitimately inferior. I don't get it. Where they're like, "What do you mean the buses?" So there are like actual like little school buses that go through the Penzic campsite, and the fact that there are buses that go into the bog blew the minds of some of the people who camp what we call topside or in the Serengeti, which is treeless and dry and miserable. I've camped in the Getty. I don't like it. If that was
for all
not
the
obvious.
flies.
It flies, it's dry, it's
I was talking about the flies
treeless.
in the bog.
Well, okay, so at least in the bog you get some trees, right? There are no trees on the Serengeti. There are none. There are none. No trees.
Yeah, most flies won't they also want the shade. That's why
Yeah.
the swamps generally have more insects.
But the nice thing is that the Cooper's campground sprays, so there are
Oh.
no bugs. But no, so up on the Serengeti, yes, it's dry, but it's also sunny and it's hot. And half the time, when you wake up in the morning at ungodly o'clock, there's a knight across the way who thinks he's hot shit, who has decided that he's going to play over his Bluetooth car speakers his I'm a fucking knight playlist of badass music. And you're like, this is actually garbage.
Give me a
Why
hand
are
with
you
something.
waking me up at 7 in the morning for this shit? You stupid. Anyway, positive mental. PMA. It's fine. Ugh. Anyway, so my point is, I camp in the bog where it's way more chill, and I can do crazy things like weird fiber dye experiments with madder root and weld. And people are like, "Hey, are you making spaghetti?" And I can say no, and they're like, "Oh, cool. Well, what are you doing?" So that is part of the reason for the forbidden noodles hashtag, along with the particularly thick yarn that I used, where people were asking, "Oh man, are you making udon for dinner?" And I was like, "I'm so sorry, no, I'm not."
Final udon.
I mean, you could try to eat this as udon. It would get you your fiber content in a very literal sense, but I don't think you'd actually like it. You could try. You'd regret. Big regret. So much regret.
Just a little, I suspect.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm not concerned with exactly medieval music, but old stuff in general, like the Wellerman. So, alright. I have a few things that are kind of debatable, but the problem is licensing. So, I have a rendition of from The Hobbit Misty Mountains, but the primary issue is that the licensing in particular is complicated, especially for that tune. So what I'm honestly aiming to do is a lot of the actual medieval tunes are at this point in the public domain. There's no one who can claim copyright on them. No one. They can try, but it's going to be
There's
disproved.
plenty of people who claim copyright. It happens on YouTube all the time, whether they own it or not.
They can try, but it's ultimately going to be disproved.
Yeah, after they've had 45 days of stealing your money.
Ugh, don't remind me. Anyway, between that and the fact that in my own personal hobby, I've been meaning to learn more of these specifically period tunes. Once I get that together and record it, that will go out as something that is for sale, because I can actually sell it without repercussion. But for a lot of these more popular tunes, it gets into really dicey territory, which is really unfortunate for musicians, unless you want to pay cover fees, which is not out of the question. A lot of musicians do. They basically hire their own lawyer agency to take care of that for them, which is fine. I'm not shading that at all. For those who think that that's worth it, especially if they're covering a lot of different pieces, that's fine. But that's not quite how I do things. So, unfortunately, I make things difficult for myself. This is like a recurrent theme in my life. So, I'm fine with ancient non-copyrighted stuff as long as it sounds good. Well, thank you. As soon as I get something out, I will surely let you know, but it may be a while. I would like to have a roof on my house first.
They generally work better that way.
They
Even
do.
the houses that I'm building here have roofs.
Oh.
What is it?
This has got to be made with sugar. This is way too sweet.
It is made with corn. Again, alcohol sugars, but no different than any other. Would you like some more?
Henry VIII's copyrights have probably expired. I would hope so by now. But the 8th is by far the bastard king. Let's be real. Yeah, the 8th was a rat bastard. But never a man a wooing went who lacked the things are three. Stuck in gold, an open heart, and full of charity. Actually, I don't know the attribution of that, so I'm going to stop because I don't want to get my friend in trouble. It'll be fine.
I suspect it's well past. Well, you know what? No, it's because you can have old sounding songs that
You can have
are
an old sounding
brand new.
song that is actually quite modern, yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Neat.
supposed. Okay, so the thing about Scarborough Fair is the premise of Scarborough Fair is 3 impossible tasks, right? 3 impossible tasks go way, 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 way back. If you look at the child ballads, you have several different variants that have 3 impossible tasks. You have Tamlin, where Lady Margaret or Lady Janet, depending on which version you want to go with, has to basically hold her true love through 3 impossible tasks, be it being transformed into a lion, and then a snake, and then a red-hot bar of iron. You have 3 impossible tasks in the form of the Elfin Knight, where you actually have a duality. First, you've got the first request, where the Elfin Knight says, if you want to marry me, you have to sew me a shirt without a single seam in it, and then wash it in a well that has no water, and then dry it on a thorn that actually is kind of still stuck in the ground as a seed. And then the cool thing about the Elfin Knight song is that she retorts and says, well, you know, if you want me to do this thing for you, then what you have to do is find an acre of land between the foam from the waves of the sea and the salt on the sand, which is a challenge for those of you who have never been to the ocean. And then you have to sow it with peppercorn. Peppercorn is something that is a byproduct of a crop. It is not a sowable crop. Nothing is going to grow from it. And then after you sow it with peppercorn, you have to plow it with your blowing horn, which is an instrument, literally like a horn that you, like a brass instrument that you are making sound out of. And then once you've finished that set of tasks, you can come back to me and you'll get your shirt that I've made with no seams and washed in a well with no water and dried it on a branch that has never grown in the sun. So
Like you do.
Scarborough Fair actually has a really, really very interesting lineage in this impossible task category, which I'm very nerdy about. So as I see Fox's very skeptical face over and over again. But no, Henry VIII was a bastard. Anyway.
We're in a curious conundrum here where we're gonna need a lot of people cutting down trees for firewood on winter here. I guess the granary doesn't need a person in it. But we also need to be able to sell something. Right now the only thing we can really be selling is firewood. So I think we're going to just have everybody come off of whatever tasks they were doing. If I back up here, I should be able to find out. And have them doing cutting a firewood instead. We have 2 people over here. People are building that. Once we get that up and running, we'll be in decent shape with that. Let's disallow all of those because I need you guys not on a market. We're not doing market stuff right now.
No more market. No free market. No capitalism here.
Somebody cutting down this. Why is nobody working on this? This is a higher priority. How's logging going? Good enough. We do need the saw pit under construction because I would like to buy a church because that will make people happier because they stay pissy about having been homeless for a long time. Even though we have literally twice as many homes as we need. I wasn't really focusing on that. I forgot the church is such a big deal.
From the medieval perspective, if I may.
Oh, go ahead. Explain to everybody else. I know what you're going to say. I understand its importance. It's just not to me, so I forget it.
I know. So from a medieval perspective, where we view social programs, that was the church back then.
Yeah.
The church was the social hub. It was the social program. feeding people who were in need, making sure that people were taken care of. If you needed anything, you went to the church. If you died, your family brought your body to the church. Churches were not just a quaint religious thing, they were the community center, as they are in a lot of very rural places throughout the world. A center of faith was a place for the community to come together. And that was absolutely no exception in medieval times. In addition to being a safe place to put the dead, this was a place where you could actually rely on people to provide for your needs if push came to shove.
Another beam coming up.
So that is why, very accurately, people get upset if there's not a church in the village.
Well, they're not upset about it. They're just not happy that we don't have one. Which, you know,
Is that really very different from what I said?
yes. There's
Is
not liking something and there's disliking something.
Okay. Okay.
It's not a big distinction, but I guess there's being apathetic about something and then there's being pissed off. Which, you know, understandably.
It depended on the person as to whether or not they were apathetic or pissed off. to be
Right.
Quite frank.
My peasants are apathetic. They're
I'm so
they're
glad you
pissy
have
that,
such ironclad control over your peasants.
it's just the individuals that I, you know, surround myself with.
You call them good girls.
It depends on how much I'm taxing them.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that's become a thing.
What can I say except you're welcome?
Oh, is this not going to work unless we have somebody in the storehouse collecting the firewood? Maybe. Is somebody working on that over here? Yeah, but we need somebody on the sawmill so we can start doing that as well. Now they're getting upset that they don't have firewood.
I mean,
Fairness.
that's a fair thing to be upset about.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, yeah. We have 29 months of food. I don't think we need anybody in the granary. We don't have anybody in the granary. Where the fuck is everybody else?
Yeah, the firewood's a bigger priority right now. Yeah.
Well, what worries me is it says 0 months of fuel, but we've got like 5 or 6. What the hell is this? Oh, log pieces coming to it. So we have like 5 firewood units of firewood that I realize you guys can't see because the shield's in the way. But that's coming over. We're gonna get a person over here. I swear I set up another woodcutters. Yeah. So we're gonna have plenty of families doing firewood cutting. They should frankly be over here. Maybe we'll move one. Yeah, it's gonna be. We're gonna have so much firewood. This bad boy can fit so much firewood. This storehouse. Yeah, so much
You
firewood
sure?
in here. I hope so. Honestly, I'm gonna take that off. My concern is that it's not counting.
We all know what that
Having tried to live through the winter on nothing but a wood stove, are you sure?
Wood stoves put out a lot of heat.
They do, and yet.
Yeah. I mean, we had one on the farm growing up. There we go. Now the trees are coming down. As long as they're carting them, where the hell, transporting firewood to. Excuse me. Oh right, you are selling that. Yeah, that's what we should stop doing. At least for the moment.
Ultra negative.
Yeah, maybe we should trade. We should export planks, not firewood. Yeah, since the winter's coming up. But I think we're going to have such a surplus. You can sell like 5 of them.
A whole 5. Ooh.
We're
Go
in
to
Newtown.
Fiverr.com. Not sponsored. Hashtag.
5 shekels. Transporting hides. Yeah, rough start. Been a while since I played, so kind of understandable. I suspect. I was waiting for a new patch. Like a lot of them were a lot of the newer patches, the most recent patches, have kind of been tweaking of the big changes that we had, and I played entirely too much of that, frankly. Why do we still only have 10? Oh, right, because we're not getting any people, because I didn't build a church, because I didn't have a saw pit running.
You gotta have the church, man.
Yeah, I know. Which means I'll have to take somebody off of something. Is that being... It's still being constructed. We should have done that. There we go. As soon as that one's back up, we can get more fuel, but it's already
If you
recovering.
can get a relic and get everyone buried on
Oh yeah, I'll just
Sunfoods,
hold on. Let me just go find a relic.
I don't actually know if relics are a thing in this game.
They're
I'm
not.
just going off of my own bullshit academia.
I mean, if you could just tell people, what are they gonna say? No, it's not.
I don't know. I bought this game, but I haven't played it yet because I haven't had time. I kind of don't have a roof right now. I haven't had a whole lot of time for games.
Katharina, what are you doing? It's already built. You're just banging her. You know what? Sometimes you gotta work at your frustration. Just banging
Girl, same.
the hammer against the ground. Well, all right then. There you go.
Soon may the banger man come. No, wrong. At Harper.
Yeah, Banger Man sounds like Chuck, the Chuck Wagon. Or no, it wasn't the Chuck Wagon. That would have been a better name for it. I'm thinking of Kill Bill.
We've got a peasant that's walking around named Heinz, which makes me very happy.
Yeah, he likes sauces.
Oh, good. I like sauces too. Very proud of him.
Okay, one group free. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if we have anything else that requires, you know, construction. So I think we're gonna have at least one team. Oh, right, the logging camp. That can wait for right now. Let's get people in that saw pit. Unassigned families needed for construction work on the mining pit. Is that not done? All right, fine. There you go. I thought this was... It is not done. It is low priority, so that's fair. It's an imposter. Where's the Irvine Harbor? Harbor doesn't have Fugi Tech set up. I guess you could do it now.
I don't know what you want from me. What do you want from me?
I think it's just Fugi.tech. Mandy literally had it open over there.
Я не знаю, извини. Извините, я не знаю.
All right, this is an English-speaking channel, Harper?
Yeah, that's my saying, I don't know, I'm very sorry.
Oh, okay, well, you're going to have to mod again if you want to speak Russian.
Какой пошел мой док?
And
That's me calling you an asshole.
I mean, it's fine, but, you know, you have to do it in English. So they request more area for their storehouse. You know what? People just come to the woodcutter for right now. I don't need them walking over. If people are just fine going over to the woodcutters and grabbing their stuff, then I don't see why we need a market stall. This is the market stall. This is where you go for your wood. We are slowly...
I mean, that is genuinely how market stalls kind of evolved. To be fair.
Oh, they just didn't want to go out into the woods, but right now they're not in the woods.
To be fair.
So until we're done chopping down all of the trees that are going to make the center of town on this hill here, if I can sort of see the topography, people can just make do. Wait, somebody could have moved in. How do we... Oh, right. They needed to build stuff. Because they're building maybe this. Eventually. This is kind of important.
Come on, laddie, come on.
Yes.
I mean, it will be our major industry, our export. Who are you? Are you
What
the...
is it, a mine?
Yeah, it's an iron pit. But more importantly, it can become a deep mine, hence the crown, which makes it unlimited
So-
iron.
So,
You a trader?
technically, if you just bake dirt, you can get iron. Technically. That was a huge future, or a huge feature of the Iron Age.
Baking dirt? I'm pretty sure
yeah.
that's called clay.
Well, that was the initial product of it, but then there was a byproduct, and it was called iron. Especially in very ferrous-rich regions.
I mean, yes, if you were to bake dirt and it happened to have iron
Well,
in it,
that was the basics
and
of
by
it, right?
baking you mean smelting it at temperatures hot
Okay,
enough to
well,
melt iron.
All right, so
then
if we really
yes.
want to get into food history, I can do that too. So,
I mean, I know people need an iron content, but I don't think it's what we're talking about. We're talking about food history.
all right, so fun fact: alcohol.
Buckle up.
Alcohol is the reason why human beings have survived as long as we have, because we realized that we could cultivate grains. And so we cultivated grains and harvested them, and we were like, what happens when we stick these grains in water? Soup happens. What happens if we stick these grains in water and save it for later? It ferments. And then alcohol happens, and we're like, it's cold. But this thing here, this fermented grain stuff, makes us feel happy and warm, and it has carbohydrates, and it makes us better in the long run. Alcohol is what
Makes
helped.
most of us better along. Some people,
You know, okay, I'm talking in a very general sense.
yeah, it's not for everybody.
It's not for everybody. But by and large, it was a microbe-free, so therefore relatively sanitary.
It is an
And
antiseptic.
it was an antiseptic, high carbohydrate hydration method that helped people get through the winter, especially in regions like Russia and Poland. But the fact remains that ceramics are a huge part of what contributed to humanity's resilience. So, that's my nerdy fact for the half hour, apparently, because that's what I'm going off of. I can only do one per half hour. This
Oh,
is my
okay. I'll
limit.
set a timer.
Oh, good.
Yeah. What's your next one gonna be about? You know, can you get a preview for the next episode?
Honestly, I've got a few different topics that I could do. One of them is about the applications of null binding because, okay, I'm not going to get into it now because that's for the Tent Talk in half an hour, but here we fucking go.
Everybody stand by for null binding. She can literally talk about this stuff for hours.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, because you've suffered through it. I know.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, my friend.
She's not.
How dare you? Okay, maybe a little.
The truth hurts.
Oh, fuck your vodka.
Wellerman is still stuck in my head.
Fuck your sugary vodka. As long as you don't heal him, it'll be fine.
All right, let's say if we speed this up and see if we survive through the winter. I'm going to go too far, too fast, but I want this. There we go. That's coming up 3. We're going to get bunches of firewood. Pretty sure the trader that wanders by, because I haven't actually opened a route, pretty sure he can only come by, pick up a certain amount of things at a time, maybe like 5. So we only, excuse me, why do you have 16 firewood in here? And can we pull from that? We have 54 firewood. Okay, why don't we open up the charcoal pits? Because that will really get us
Open
going.
the floodgates. Get more firewood, please. Especially in preparation for the winter, because everybody's gonna fucking need it.
Yes, we will. So, where can we fit this? Because I kind of wanted it near... It does take firewood, right? Yeah. But we're going to put this over here for right now. It's not actually... Can we get to the lumber back from that? What if we just put this behind the trade house for right now? We'll move these later, but I want them relatively close.
That's a good spot, I think. Yeah.
And that will actually double the amount of fuel that we wind up with.
A boom.
Hey, Cattle Corn. Welcome.
Good username. Impressed.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know or aren't familiar, our special guest tonight is Harper, who is visiting.
Good evening. They're cursed with my presence. They can't get rid of me now.
Yeah. The next college level course is null binding, which sounds like attaching black holes to something.
You'd think, however. If you have the head cam, I have stuff with me to demonstrate that.
I
if
do
you'd
have the
like.
head cam.
You want me to get my stuff?
Put up a pole.
I'm gonna go get my stuff. I'll be right back.
No, I mean, seriously, put up a pole. See if chat
I don't know
wants-
how to do that.
How were you a mod on my channel for like
I'm not
years?
a mod on your channel.
I very specifically say were.
I'm not a mod on your channel. I haven't been
You
for
are not.
literally 2 years now.
It has not been 2 years.
Yes, it has.
I will go through Discord and check.
Yeah, go do that.
Okay.
Hello, Ketacorn.
How long were you a mod on my channel? 2 years?
I will fucking know.
Kettle, anybody that has an angel emote isn't.
Anyway, I'm gonna go get my thread things. I'll be right back.
Harper's going to show us null binding stuff, whether we want to see it or not. So I'm not going to put up a
Hey,
poll.
it is totally up to you.
But honestly,
can-
if I slow down, like we're just using this as more of a background where we're doing it just chatting. But yeah, I will set up the helmet cam It does take a second. Is the opposite also true? Because no.
Aw. Anyway, BRB.
I'm also gonna have her grab a battery from the workbench so that I can get the helmet cam functional. And then actually we'll be able to, yeah, we'll be able to hear her because the microphone will go through that. We might get some echoing of me. Null binding, which I vaguely recall. You missed the yarn about thread earlier, pun intended. Harper does ye olde medieval stuff, and it was dyeing thread with madder root, not madder root, matter root, madder root. Basically, it turns it varying shades of purple and brown. I think it was supposed to be green, but it came out brown. And I'll have her pointed out when we get the helmet cam on her. Let me get the helmet over here. And while we're just chilling, waiting, I'm making sure that... Basically, I screwed up early on because I haven't played Mandalorian in so long. This is a new patch as of yesterday. I don't think there's a lot of changes, but I couldn't... I was going to play Red Dead Redemption, and I was like, I don't think Kendall's going to join us tonight because she was up pretty late. She had a bunch of other stuff to do. But I was cold, and I threw in a flannel jacket, or I guess it was a flannel shirt because it was the heaviest one I had. And then I was like, all right, what hat am I going to wear? And I found my Grand Canyon hat, and I'm like, I'm dressed like a fucking cowboy. Maybe I'll go play Red Dead. And went over there. I'm like, oh, and then if Kettlecorn joins, I can give her shit about that farmer wants a wife thing. Even though it was a cowboy, it wasn't really a farmer. That's a different hat. I'm not wearing the farmer hat. It's too cold. I'm not wearing any hat right now because we switched over to Mandalorians because I was like, oh yeah, I can throw the gambeson on. And let's be real, I look good in this shit. But it's also very warm. Yes. Harper, I need you to grab from that bench right there. On the back left-hand side, you will see a charger with 2 batteries hooked into it. You're going to have to get your nail between the little white plastic port and the charger itself, pull one out, and bring it to me. Left-hand side, back against the wall, the one with 3 printers on it. Harper, look where I'm pointing. I'm pointing for a reason. Yeah. How much vodka have you had? No, yeah. All right. You didn't listen to anything I said, did you? Back left-hand corner. I mean, in fairness, I talk a lot, and Harper doesn't. Yeah. Back left-hand side, that's your... There you go. There you go. That's left. There you go. It will be lit up. It's probably going to be green. There you go. If you unplug one of those, just get your nail between the white plastic and the charger. It'll switch to red, and just bring the battery over here. Yeah, I only need the one. It'll run for about 3.5 hours. Thank you. Kettlecorn says, I feel like I have to commit to the farmer wants a wife application because of y'all. Harper, have you heard of that? Farmer wants a wife. We thought Kettle was talking about how they applied to...
You do look good in that shirt. I also feel like I actually have to commit to the farmer wants a wife application. What?
I told you missed community night. Check the Discord.
Я не понимаю. I don't want to know.
There's pictures.
Нет.
No, yes.
Нет. That's me saying no.
I know. And I'm saying da. There are pictures.
I got bullied. I'm so sorry, Kettlecorn. Извините. Unfortunately, I'm not Mandy. But hi, Skydell.
That's true. This is Harper. She's using Mandy's avatar because I couldn't tell her. I couldn't figure out how to tell her to do this.
This is Mustelidae Oration.
This is Harper.
It's Mustelidae Oration. That's what it is.
Yes. That would be a good intro to the show. Hi, why are you here? I tried not being. It didn't work. There's somebody in the saw pit? No. I was Alex says I wasn't there for the bullying, so I mean you were there. You didn't say anything, but you were there. You did type things. I don't remember anything about the. I don't know that you were there for the farmer part. Okay, that woodcutter. Ooh, charcoal pit's open. Let's get some what? Yeah, I was about to say I don't think the fuel is going to be a problem. We're going to take people off of woodcutting because we now have 2 years of fuel. And while we switch them.
You've got capital B bullying in your community. I don't know if I want to be part of this.
It's too late. You're already here.
Oh, true. I pick and choose what I want to be part of.
Now, the community, we actually do have a great community, and I will highlight that right now by saying, like, there was only one moment that I had to tell somebody, hey, all right, knock it off. Remember, the rules are, it has to, whatever you say has to be able to get by the, like, network TV censors, if anybody remembers what those are for the people that still have, for the people that haven't had TV for, like...
George Carlin does do a very succinct summary of them, for those who are curious.
Yeah. I don't know, I thought I was doing a pretty good job. You just have to be witty about it.
Yeah.
Just be clever. All right, let's get the cam is technically on now. I do have to hook up audio so that we'll be able to also hear Harper. And by hook up, I mean I have to putty into the device, so you guys get to see.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
It literally... Okay, fine, I won't.
Cool.
What the fuck is it? Okay, that should do it. Now we won't hear the bling later when it disconnects. It's just a little thing that I haven't figured out why. Actually, I could ask Harper about that. Harper, why do you think... And I'm going to guess it starts... I'm going to guess that the audio driver hasn't loaded before it starts to try to launch it as root. But I haven't fought with it for a while because it was a nightmare. And I got it working to the point where if I log back in as a user and restart
you
it...
just kind of say, okay, you're working, I'm going away. Yeah.
This is heavier
Yeah.
than it looks.
I just need to make a copy of it so I can have another prototype because otherwise I will break this one. And I do remember it is just like hanging together code-wise by a thread. Technically, it's hanging together physically by tape. But it's good enough for what we're doing. So yeah, we'll take it is now 10:53. I'm not going to change, I don't know how long Harper will chat on this, but I don't think we need to change like the title or anything like that. Do you have all this stuff with you?
All the what stuff? The null binding stuff? I'm literally null binding right now.
Oh. Okay.
I need to attach a little bit more thread to the project I'm working on, but yeah.
Hell, we could probably just use the damn car. Let me see if man, is your desk sanitized?
I don't know.
I asked Mandy. I assume Mandy's in chat. She may have already gone to bed. It's 11 o'clock. Oh, she's asleep? Harper, do you see any sensitive information over there, or could I just hand you the helmet cam?
I guess you could. Oh no, my yarn!
I don't think Harper is sober enough for this. Hold on.
No, I don't see anything that's personal. I see my mug. I see a couple things, but I'm just gonna turn papers over. So, there you go. You know, what you do. Turn over. Thank you. Yeah, that should be fine.
Cool. How low cut is your shirt?
It's fine.
All right. Of all the things to get banned for,
I don't have boobs.
I don't think Twitch cares.
I don't have boobs. They won't care.
Was the idea that I was going to wear the helmet cam, or were you? She is now fixated. She was really excited about getting this null binding stuff, and now she is fixated on doing the null binding and less interested in talking about it or to anybody else for that matter. She is now focused
I can teach it.
on the null binding. I can't even get her to turn around and look at me.
I'm in yarn management mode, but like I can teach.
Like I'm actually instead of the helmet cam. No, that's harder to hook up. I'm gonna do like a little picture in picture if I can.
You need me to turn a camera on?
I don't know what you want. No, Harper. I am holding the camera. Remember, if you would turn around and look at what I'm doing. Harper, that's not the that is a camera. That's not the fucking camera I'm talking about.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why it's called a helmet camera, Harper. Jesus fucking Christ.
Okay.
Really sweet vodka, huh?
It's very sugary. I don't like it.
What I was trying to do was to get you to turn around so I could show you what I was holding, so that you could put the helmet cam on, and then if you didn't want to be on camera, you didn't have to be on camera. Okay, chat, back me up. Back me up here. She was the one that asked about the helmet cam, right? I didn't just like fucking hallucinate that, right? That's what happened. You know what? I'm just gonna let Harper. I think this is multiverse Harper. I was talking to a different. Which Harper am I talking to right now? Okay, Kettle, you shut up. You weren't here yet. I don't think you were here yet. I don't. Sky says I don't trust the Aussie farmer one. That guy was not 25. I'm catching up on chat after just that, and I'm realizing, yeah, I'm like, why did I have her go get the helmet cam? I don't think she knows.
I know, in a very abstract
But I finally started playing this game, and I was going so slowly because I couldn't figure out how to cut wood for like an hour real time. Honestly, I did the same thing with. I put down.
Sounds accurate.
I put down wood cutters instead of lumber because, well, one is a log, the other looks like a pile of logs, and I'm like, well, I want more. So
It's
every
log,
single time,
it's log, it's round. Yeah.
I do that. Amazing how fast that picked up. So do we have somebody in? Yes. We probably don't have somebody working over here. No, but we got somebody that can move stuff around.
Okay, after I get this yarn spliced, I think I'll be...
Tell you what, Harper, what would you like to show, and from what angle?
So,
I'll do the producing section of this. You can do the
right
stop
now
drinking
is something
thing.
entirely anachronistic, which is basically baby socks. So, all right. Oh no, this is gonna get into a lecture, so I'm gonna let you just keep talking while I splice this yarn. Just talk, Fox. Just do your thing. Be the main cast. Do thing. No.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna put the helmet on Harper.
Okay.
And see what we see. How does that sound? It's not gonna be a full screen one.